purpose and scope of Common Criteria 9, CC9, focus on operational resilience through disciplined incident management. CC9 ensures that when disruptions occur, whether security breaches, system failures, or privacy events, the organization can detect, respond, recover, and communicate effectively. The goal is not to eliminate incidents entirely, but to ensure they are handled with speed, transparency, and accountability. This criterion ties directly to commitments and SLAs by ensuring service continuity, compliance with regulatory requirements, and protection of customer trust. Each incident, once resolved, feeds back into risk management and continuous improvement, transforming moments of disruption into opportunities for organizational learning and resilience strengthening. The process begins with a precise incident definition and classification model. Incidents are categorized into domains such as security, operational, privacy, and availability events. Each category carries severity levels: critical, high, medium, or low, based on impact and urgency. Clear thresholds trigger escalation, ensuring that minor issues don't consume unnecessary resources while critical ones receive immediate attention. Classification must include documented linkage to ticketing systems or alert pipelines, guaranteeing that every event is logged and traceable. A consistent taxonomy allows the organization to analyze patterns and compare trends across teams, making post-incident analysis more accurate and actionable. Robust detection and reporting mechanisms form the early warning system of CC9. Monitoring tools, SIM, Application Performance Management, APM, intrusion detection systems generate alerts when anomalies arise. False positives are filtered through triage logic, while genuine incidents escalate through defined workflows. Employees and customers must also have accessible channels, such as hotlines or portals, to report suspicious behavior or outages. Continuous calibration of thresholds reduces alert fatigue and sharpens detection precision. Detection is both technical and human. Automation accelerates awareness, but culture ensures people speak up when anomalies occur. Together, they create a multi-layered detection ecosystem that leaves minimal blind spots. A clear response team structure ensures order during chaos. The incident commander coordinates all efforts, making time-critical decisions while maintaining communication with leadership. Supporting roles include technical subject matter experts who handle containment, eradication, and recovery, as well as communication leads who craft internal and external updates. Separation between decision-making and execution maintains clarity of command, avoiding confusion during pressure. Each role must have a deputy and participate in on-call rotations to ensure continuous coverage. Defined authority prevents delays and conflicting actions. Every responder knows their function and reporting line before the incident begins. Detailed playbooks and procedures provide responders with structured guidance for every major incident type. Whether addressing ransomware, data exfiltration, or system outage, each playbook outlines predefined steps for containment, eradication, and recovery. Checklists guide technical actions, while decision trees help evaluate escalation or closure. Playbooks must also specify coordination points with legal, privacy, and compliance teams to align communications and regulatory obligations. Documentation templates standardize recording of actions and approvals. These living documents evolve with every incident review, ensuring that lessons learned become embedded in institutional knowledge. Comprehensive communication plans uphold transparency and trust during high-stress events. Internal communication channels, chat rooms, email lists, and escalation trees ensure quick coordination among responders. Leadership briefings occur at predefined intervals, giving executives visibility into containment progress and potential business impact. For external stakeholders, customer notifications follow carefully defined triggers and approval paths, aligning with privacy and contractual obligations. Regulatory reporting timelines, which often differ by jurisdiction, must be cataloged and automated where possible. Effective communication protects reputation as much as technical remediation protects infrastructure. Both are essential to resilience. Maintaining proper evidence and chain of custody ensures that post-incident investigations remain credible and legally defensible. Logs, configurations, and forensic images must be collected using approved tools that preserve timestamps and integrity through hash validation. Access to evidence must be limited to authorized personnel, with every handoff documented. Chain of custody records support legal and compliance reviews and help ensure that evidence is admissible if investigations escalate to litigation or regulatory inquiry. Proper evidence handling bridges the gap between operational response and formal accountability, demonstrating that every step of the process meets professional and legal standards. Conducting a thorough root cause analysis, RCA, transforms response into learning. Using methods such as the 5 whys or fishbone diagrams, teams classify root causes into human, process, or technology categories. RCAs must identify not only what failed, but why safeguards didn't prevent or detect the issue earlier. Derived remediation items receive owners, timelines, and measurable outcomes. Leadership or the Change Advisory Board, CAB, verifies closure, ensuring corrective actions move beyond documentation to execution. A complete RCA converts incidents from isolated failures into catalysts for systemic improvement. Scheduled post-incident reviews ensure that every significant event receives cross-functional reflection. Reviews should occur within a defined period, typically within 1 to 2 weeks after resolution. Attendance should include all teams involved: security, operations, legal, communications, and business owners. The goal is a blameless analysis focused on process and improvement rather than fault. Lessons learned should be distributed organization-wide, especially to design, engineering, and governance teams. Tracking recurring themes, such as repeated configuration errors or delayed communications, reveals systemic weaknesses that can be addressed before they recur. Continuous improvement under CC9 depends on rigorous metrics and trend analysis. Key indicators include mean time to detect, MTTD, and mean time to resolve, providing insight into efficiency and responsiveness. Metrics should also track incident frequency, severity distribution, and the aging of unresolved tickets. Correlating these with key risk indicators, KRIs, and SLAs helps measure whether resilience objectives are being met. Monitoring trends over quarters allows leadership to identify improvement areas, whether investing in automation, training, or additional staffing. Turning metrics into management intelligence ensures that the incident program evolves as quickly as the threats it mitigates. Privacy incidents require unique handling under CC9. When privacy events occur, such as exposure of personal data, the organization must determine the scope, affected data subjects, and potential harm. Legal counsel and the Data Protection Officer, DPO, must participate immediately to ensure compliance with regional laws like GDPR or CCPA. Jurisdiction-specific notification timelines, often within 72 hours, must be tracked meticulously. Each decision, from risk assessment to notification, requires documentation for accountability. Evidence must prove that analysis was diligent and timely, demonstrating both procedural competence and regulatory integrity. Lastly, availability and service continuity incidents, outages, degradation, or capacity failures must coordinate directly with disaster recovery, DR, and business continuity plans, BCP. Pre-approved communication templates expedite outage announcements, while restoration efforts are validated through test metrics and post-recovery monitoring. Service-level calculations ensure that credits or compensations align with contractual promises. Documenting restoration success rates and time to recovery validates the effectiveness of DR processes and helps refine RTO and RPO targets. CC9's purpose is clear. Resilience is measured not only by prevention, but by how swiftly and transparently the organization restores normalcy after disruption. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Modern incident handling depends on tooling integration that unifies detection, response, and documentation. Security information and event management, SIM platforms, aggregate alerts from across systems, while security orchestration, automation, and response, SOAR tools, streamline triage and containment workflows. Integration with ticketing systems ensures every alert generates a trackable record tied to remediation tasks. Automatic enrichment, such as pulling threat intelligence or correlating similar events, accelerates investigation time. Dashboards visualize severity distributions, response progress, and recurring issues, while archiving functions preserve records for compliance and audit reuse. When tools interrupt seamlessly, responders can focus on analysis and decision-making rather than administrative overhead, turning incident management into a coordinated and data-driven discipline. Third-party and subservice organizations play a pivotal role in coordinated response. Contracts must include explicit incident reporting clauses, escalation procedures, and timelines for notification. During shared incidents, joint messaging ensures consistent communication to mutual customers. Evidence exchanges, such as logs, RCAs, or remediation reports, should follow documented processes that maintain confidentiality while supporting investigation. When providers experience events affecting customer operations, bridge letters or impact summaries capture what occurred, what was remediated, and how recurrence is prevented. Treating third parties as extensions of the incident ecosystem ensures transparency across the supply chain and maintains customer confidence that incidents are handled collaboratively, not in isolation. Practicing readiness through incident simulations and game days transforms theory into muscle memory. Tabletop exercises test coordination, communication, and escalation decision-making under simulated stress, while live-fire drills validate technical containment procedures in controlled environments. Realistic scenarios, ransomware, data exfiltration, regional outages, challenge responders to make decisions under pressure. Each exercise should include timed injects, measurable outcomes, and observer feedback. Post-drill reviews evaluate timing, accuracy, and cross-team collaboration, feeding improvements into playbooks and training. Regular simulations ensure that when real incidents occur, teams perform confidently, following proven patterns instead of improvising. A structured continuous improvement process ensures every event leaves the organization stronger than before. Remediation actions identified during RCAs or post-incident reviews must enter an improvement backlog with clear owners, priorities, and deadlines. Automation opportunities, such as self-healing scripts or automated containment steps, reduce recurrence of routine issues. Training refreshers should incorporate lessons from recent incidents, exposing staff to evolving threats and response tactics. Governance forums or risk committees must receive periodic reports on remediation progress, verifying completion and assessing control effectiveness. Continuous improvement under CC9 transforms incidents from reactive failures into proactive catalysts for operational maturity. Integrating incident management with risk and audit programs creates consistency across assurance disciplines. Themes from incident analyses feed directly into the risk register, updating likelihood, impact, and control effectiveness assessments. Audit teams review major incident trails to confirm that evidence is retained, procedures followed, and approvals documented. For regulated sectors, audit-ready evidence timelines, communications, and RCA documents must be maintained for rapid response to customer or authority inquiries. Cross-referencing incidents with related controls ensures governance visibility from detection to closure, creating a single narrative of accountability for each event. When major incidents occur, escalation to leadership and the board provides visibility and strategic oversight. Predefined thresholds, such as widespread customer impact, regulatory exposure, or data breaches, trigger formal briefings. Leadership dashboards summarize incident status, recovery progress, and communication actions. The board may be asked to approve decisions on public disclosure, legal engagement, or containment measures. This level of escalation reinforces accountability and ensures executive awareness aligns with organizational values of transparency and integrity. Incident data shared at this level also informs resource allocation and risk appetite adjustments, turning governance insight into tangible resilience investments. Auditors and stakeholders look for clear evidence expectations under CC9. Required artifacts include incident tickets with timestamps and escalation logs, post-mortem and RCA documentation, and records of all communications sent to internal and external parties. Recovery reports, remediation tickets, and lessons learned summaries show closure. Dashboards capturing MTTD, MTTR, and incident volume demonstrate continuous monitoring. Improvement records, including backlog items and verification proof, confirm that follow-up actions were executed. These artifacts serve not only as audit evidence but as learning materials for teams, illustrating how each incident was handled from detection to verification. Common weaknesses still appear in incident management. Incomplete triage or unclear ownership leads to delayed responses. Late notification to customers or regulators can violate contracts or laws, eroding trust. Poor documentation leaves gaps in evidence chains, hindering RCA accuracy. These pitfalls are solvable through automation, standardized workflows, and governance enforcement. Automated routing assigns tickets instantly. Escalation policies prevent bottlenecks, and mandatory fields and ticketing systems ensure every incident is fully documented. Frequent drills reinforce clarity of roles, while governance committees verify documentation completeness. In resilience, consistency is everything. Clarity and preparedness prevent confusion when urgency peaks. Organizations seeking validation often pursue third-party readiness assessments. External evaluators or penetration testers simulate breaches and assess response times, communication quality, and forensic accuracy. Findings link back to improvement roadmaps and SOC 2 objectives, demonstrating transparency to customers. Independent compliance audits or tabletop facilitation also reveal blind spots internal teams may overlook. Continuous testing and external scrutiny reinforce credibility, proving that the organization doesn't just comply with CC9, it lives it through active verification and openness to challenge. The maturity progression for CC9 traces a path from ad hoc reactions to predictive resilience. At the basic level, incidents are handled as isolated crises. As maturity grows, structured processes, ticketing tools, and defined roles emerge. Integrated environments link SIEM, SOAR, and communication platforms, enabling coordinated response across business units. Predictive programs leverage behavioral analytics to anticipate disruptions and automate containment. Ultimately, resilience becomes continuous, a business capability where detection, response, and learning operate in perpetual feedback loops. Culture underpins every level of CC9 maturity. Fostering a blameless, learning-oriented culture encourages teams to report issues early and discuss them openly. Postmortems should focus on improving systems, not punishing individuals. Recognizing proactive detection or timely escalation reinforces positive behavior. New hires and rotations should participate in periodic drills to internalize incident protocols. Linking team objectives or bonuses to detection and response metrics further embeds accountability. When people see incident management as shared responsibility rather than reactive firefighting, resilience becomes part of organizational identity. In conclusion, CC9 turns disruption into discipline by codifying how incidents are detected, managed, and communicated. It ensures that every event, whether technical, operational, or privacy-related, is addressed swiftly, transparently, and documented for learning. Through automation, cross-team coordination, and a culture of continuous improvement, organizations shift from reactive recovery to proactive resilience. Evidence, communication, and accountability define success under CC9. With incident management mastered, the SOC 2 journey moves forward to CC10, data integrity and processing controls, where attention turns to maintaining accuracy, completeness, and reliability of information throughout every system process.